Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is a quick update and analysis of a breaking news that happened along the Svatove front. And for some other, maybe you watch other YouTube channels, they might call this Kharkiv or Kupiansk or something. So we have the major city of Svatove over here. So let me draw. This is Svatove. And this is actually a prime target for the Ukrainians. And we have the entire front line across near the border of Luhansk and Kharkiv, all the way stretching down to Donetsk. So this region here, this is actually Donetsk region. This area here to the east is all Luhansk. So and this area here, this is all Kharkiv. So we kind of get where you get your bearings now, right? So what happened is that there is a massive breakthrough by the Russian forces in the western part of Karmazynivka. So previously we have this, because I zoom in quite a lot, so this is going to look quite blur. The Russian forces had some breakthrough at the western part of Karmazynivka, and a bigger breakthrough south of it, kind of like a northwest of Novovodyane. This is a previous update, like a few days ago. In the latest update, in shocking news, the pro-Ukrainian source DeepStateUA and Zherebets actually did not even make it so big. No, so there is a breakthrough. The Russian forces have breakthrough the defense line of the Ukrainians along this area here. This area here, the Russian forces have broke through, and actually seems to have actually broke through the line. There's nothing behind it. And DeepStateUA have an even more shocking mapping. They actually went all the way to this area here, just in the south of Novojehorivka. And in fact, in terms of the DeepStateUA, the pro-Ukrainian source reporting, they say that there is a chance that Novojehorivka, this town here, might also have fallen to the Russian forces, which means that the entire breakthrough is massive. And if you have followed my reporting and my coverage of the Ukraine war thus far, you know that it's unlikely that there is this kind of massive breakthrough. And when you have this kind of massive breakthrough, it means that the entire defense line has broken, and now the avalanche is now happening. It's pretty shocking, because this area here was never a focus of anyone. No one fights here until the past 2 weeks. Then suddenly there was reports of fighting over Karmazynivka and Novovodyane, and suddenly there was some kind of little breakthrough, but the Ukrainian forces able to hold them back, and now we have this breakthrough that the Russians seems to have managed to succeed. And it's unlikely that the Ukrainian forces have any more defense line around this area here. It looks like the Russian forces are going to capture Novojehorivka and actually spread out all across this area here. And if this breakthrough continues, with the Ukrainians unable to plug this gap, then the Russian forces can actually go to the rear of Ukrainian positions along the Zherebets River. There's a Zherebets River over here, and the Ukrainian forces have their front line around this area here. The Russian forces is going to go to the rear, or they can actually cut off a major supply routes. And there's some of these major roads or hubs or junctions may be captured by advanced Russian forces, and the entire front line around this area here in the Svatove and the northern part of the Crimea front will collapse. And this also puts into a lot of problems, because we have reports from the Ukrainian defense ministry, and mainly it's the Ukrainian defense ministry of the Russians are pushing at Nadia, and in this area here just northwest of it. I think, can't remember what is this town. So in this area here, let me check. I think this is Novosibirsk. So I just checked. It's not Novosibirsk. It's basically, this is Nadia, and which means that because Novosibirsk is much more further in the north, That means the Russian forces are already also pushing the Ukrainian lines around here, and this line is not going to hold. It's impossible to hold if you have a massive breakthrough in the south, and the Russian forces can actually swing up and hit the rear of the Ukrainian forces as currently defending at Nadia. We are going to see a Ukrainian defense, mass withdrawal all the way to the Peshotravneve line, to Novojehorivka line. If not this, they have to go back, because they need time to form up this line along the border of Luhansk and Kharkiv and Donetsk, along the Izumsky, and this is some massive problems for the Ukrainians. And what would be the main objective of the Russians if they are able to move very freely? I'm saying that I'm thinking that they are likely to go for Borova, wrong color. Let me go for the other color, Borova, and this is one of the possible objectives. There is this major road that's leading out all the way this place. You can see this road leading out here, and there's another road from the Borova towards Peshotravneve. The Russian forces is likely to go for Borova, and this will actually cut off Ukrainian reinforcement across this bridge over here that is also leading up north towards Kupiansk. The other place that they can go for, which is actually in the south of the Oskil River. So this is a major river. This is the Oskil River. In the south is actually towards the crossing, this border area here between Oskil itself and Yakivka. This around this area here. So this is a bit more harder because there's a forestry. There's all these forest grounds around here, and Krinky and Oleksandrivka area here. This area here is probably quite difficult to hold. So Borova tentatively look like the primary objective right now, if the Russians are able to go for, and if they can, the Russian forces is going to head for this Yakivka region here and cut off this reinforcement route at Oskil. And from this area here, they can actually go south from Krimki, Korovia, and then head south to Zherebets, and actually they can go all the way to Liman. So this situation here is currently looking quite bad for the Ukrainians. The breakthrough is quite big. It's actually quite big. So anyway, this is just an analysis and situation over at this area here. It's unclear if the Ukrainians are able to hold the line. Such breakthrough is just abnormal. Further south, we also already have Russian forces attacking at Makiivka and the Nevelsky region, where the Ukrainians are holding the line. Makiivka is actually over here, this Makiivka, and there is also Nevsky around this area here. This entire region here is the Zherebets River. This is where the defense line the Russians really want, and like I said, if the Russians are able to break through and move freely around this area here, they can actually do their maneuver warfare and then actually hit the Ukrainians in the rear, go down the road, cut off this junction. It will collapse the entire front line along the Zherebets River if this carries on uncontrolled. Anyway, I tell you first, and let's see whether it happens or not. But usually when we see this kind of breakthrough is usually quite bad. Anyway, thank you for watching, and press the subscribe button, press the like button. I will go through the sources about all these things in a sit rep. So do check out the DPA War channel, subscribe over there as well, and I'll see you in the next update.